Will you film just a... got it. Yeah. Good morning, team. Today, for this workout, I've got a hammer, because we've nailed it. This is a good one. Also got a screw, because to do this workout, you have to have a bit of a screw loose. And tape, because obviously we've got to keep it together. A couple of decisions were made this morning. One of them was, which way do we face the bike? Do we face it out at the beautiful, like, the wilderness? Or do we turn it round and give ourselves the motivation of the fridge? You know? It's like MTV Cribs, isn't it? Jazz's favourite wine. She loves a Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. A leftover Thai, some meat, some vegetables. But anyway, oh la la. This one has already done her exercise this morning. She was actually on the bike for 1,200 metres. You should have seen it. These legs are made for cycling. What a song. Alright team, short commentary. This workout should come with a warning label. A lot of you on Instagram have been tagging me doing the bike workouts that I've been doing recently, so this one, in the near past, is definitely the worst. Hands down. What it is, 5 calories at damper 1, 5 calories at damper 2, 5 calories at damper 3, 5 calories at damper 4. You get the deal all the way up to 10. It's 50 calorie intervals. For women, it's 3 calories each damper, and it's rest 1 to 1. Jazz was actually going quicker than I was, so I wasn't getting as much rest. Rest in peace to my legs. And we did it for 6 rounds. 300 calories in total, 180 calories for Jazz. 100% would recommend, but also would 100% say that it's going to be painful. Smash that like button. It's 1 to 1, but I need a little bit longer before the last interval. I feel like I'm going to vom. Oh, my legs. Final 20 calories of every round is just torture. Horribleness.
That was actually just... Oh.
Team, it's been a weird week for news. I'm going to start off this news with something that's probably going to make you feel a little bit odd. It did for me. Today, on this very day when this vlog goes out, Sunday the 22nd of November, the first ever Toy Story was released 25 years ago. Oh. In other news this week, McDonald's, as some people call it, McDonald's, launched their Christmas menu, which, on that menu, they're selling the biggest burger they've ever sold. It's a double Big Mac. Have you seen the Big Mac advertised? And then have you seen it just like in person? Obviously, you've probably seen it in person. Everyone's had a Big Mac. If you haven't, what are you doing? It's just like, it's just non-comparable. This double Big Mac in real life will just look like this.
Broken double cheeseburger.
But what's really gonna get us in the festive mood is the McFlurry. We have a Celebrations McFlurry. Whoa. Shame the machine never works, ever. In other news this week, the Pope is in trouble. There's actually been an investigation into the Pope's Instagram account after it liked a Brazilian model's photo. Yep. Apparently many people manage his social media accounts. Somebody's getting fired. Now I know what you're thinking. I haven't seen Craig biking in a while. It's all right, I've been practicing. Here's a clip from the other day. Quite obviously that's not me. And right, before we get to the couple of bits of CrossFit news, it's the video that's gonna make you smile. Love this part of the vlog. Today's video involves a squirrel. The incredibly fast creatures with the big puffy tails, which are also incredibly cute, but I'm gonna let you in on my mind here. You know, like, you get scared of them. You're like, all right, I'm gonna get close, but not too close, because this thing, like, you can imagine being attacked by a squirrel. Like, it just would, like, you'd think they'd just rip you apart. Like, cute, but deadly, you know? Am I the only one that thinks that way? Enjoy. Anyway, in actual CrossFit news, Jacob's showing Winston his favourite music, and I think Winston just isn't impressed. We've also had the breaking news that a CrossFit Games athlete is now not only a CrossFit Games athlete, they are part of the women's national bobsled team. Representing USA, Colleen Foch just broke the news on Instagram, saying that she doesn't have the words to describe how she's feeling at the moment, But I mean, that's a cool thing. We all knew she was good at pushing a sled. 2019 results showed that, where at the CrossFit Games she finished second. So obviously pushing a bobsled, you know, bobsled, right? It's mental the speeds that they go. But also, most people know about it because of Cool Runnings. Thank God you did, man. Yeah, man. What a great movie. The 5th place Games athlete this year, Brook is leaving Comptrain to pursue other training opportunities. A post by Ben Bergeron said that he's coached her for 4 years, and she's let him know that her time has come to explore new opportunities with a new coach. So we're just kind of waiting to find out who the coach is. This kind of natural evolution. Sometimes you just kind of need to change something up if you want to strive that a little bit further. Recently too, she has moved to Nashville. There she's been training with Alec, Street Horner, Will Morad, you know, all Games athletes. We all know training with people is just better. It's way more fun. So maybe part of the situation is that she just wants to train with the guys. Did reach out for an interview, but she didn't read the message because I'm blocked. Nah, honestly, team, there's no bad blood between me and Brook. From my side, anyway. I don't know about the other side. It was so long ago, but it's just, you know, it's just a funny situation just to keep bringing up every so often, you know, because it's just funny. Like it just is. But anyway, the news that you came here for. Yes. Oh, how exciting. We're now so far into the video. It's nearly past your bedtime. Eric Rosa, the new owner of CrossFit, spoke to Talking Elite Fitness. They did a podcast together this week. I went through the whole thing and kind of just picked out the main things that you need to know about the next coming season. It was like 2 hours long. It was an interesting one. I didn't know Eric was in a band. Like he was a singer and he plays guitar or something. I'm just gonna condense the interview for you. It looks like in the coming seasons, the people that are in the top 5%, top 10% and love competition, you guys may be in for a treat around the Open.
You know, I'd come in and I'd miss the top 200 in the world, but in a couple of years by just a little bit, and then I was done. But I would have been incredibly excited to go further, and I just felt like, wow, you know, I'm whatever top 5%-ish, but I'm done. Like, so I think we're thinking about how can people, how can more people who want to do this for the competitive aspect push forward, even if they're not at the most elite levels.
That bit there's kind of interesting, you know, if you're obviously qualifying for the games, if you're on the top 20, great, but if you kind of just miss out or you're in that top maybe 1,000 in the world, there could be more workouts if you wanted to kind of have a bit of fun with it. Keep pushing your competitive side. They maybe could have in-person competitions when everything is up and running again. Put yourself against the people that are around the same level. I like that. He also mentioned that they're thinking about bringing back affiliate teams.
The notion that we really want great affiliate teams to be able to compete again the way the Affiliate Cup worked. And so how can we kind of separate the notion of you know, kind of these super teams and affiliate teams, because both have a lot of merit. We want to see both.
Yeah. As we all know, affiliate teams was the way it used to be. For a team to go to the games, all of the members had to be from the same box. They had to train there. They had to be there for the year, the season. It's not like now where it's just super teams, where people can train wherever they want around in the world and then they can all come together to do an event and qualify for the games. I like the idea of that, but I just don't know how it would work in a games format in terms of like, so you'd have super teams as one thing, affiliate teams as another thing, and individuals as another thing. They may get lost in the game scenario. But it could be kind of its own separate entity. Instead of just being at the CrossFit Games, it could be like, this is the Affiliate Cup, like they've kind of had in the past, where a certain part of the year, it's like a big event where it's, you know, boxes against boxes. I like the sound of that. The third thing, obviously we had the announcement of the CrossFit Games date. Now, in the interview, he said this.
You know, we typically have started the Open in February. Depending what's going on with COVID, it might make sense to start it a little bit later. We want to culminate in an in-person games, even if we can't have an audience. We are hopeful that we'll be able to, but we now know how to do this without an audience. And hopefully at a minimum, we'll be able to have more participants, even if we can't have a big audience. And that wants to be done by the end of the summer.
Obviously meaning that it could move depending on how the world shifts around in the future in terms of vaccines and COVID and how everything spreads, if the gyms close, if America closes. I think at the moment, you just never know, do you? But it's something to bear in mind if you are prepping for the Open. The date is possibly going to shift. But then the other part of that segment is that we'll definitely have the CrossFit Games next year, crowd permitting or not. Yes. Yes. One thing though that got me really excited. The live announcements look like they're going to be back.
To the Open, but he wants to know, will CrossFit be taking back control, and he put that in quotes, of the Open broadcasting announcements while still getting affiliates around the world involved?
Boy, I think the answer is yes. You know, Dave and I haven't talked about that specifically.
However much you love-hate Dave Castro, he's like a Marmite. I mean, I do enjoy him doing the live announcements. And hopefully we can have different athletes go head-to-head, and it's a spectacle. It's one thing you look forward to. You know, we kind of lost, was it last year or the year before? They come back, I'm going to be a happy man. Now, in another part of the interview, he said regionals may be coming back.
And then we will be working predominantly with event partners versus our own hosted events to kind of qualify people from the Open to get to the games.
What it looks like to me is CrossFit is now kind of taking back a little bit of control that they lost last year with the loss of kind of direction with the sanctionals. Eric mentions that they're talking about an idea where instead of having all of the national champs go to the CrossFit Games, they're going to do some sort of regionals around the national champs that maybe didn't place, you know, in the top 20 in the Open.
One thing I'm really excited about is bringing the best European national champions together in person. That's really exciting. We learned, I think, from 2019, the format doesn't quite work to mix those with the top people in the world. You know, it's well intended, doesn't quite work, but I do think there's room to have regional competitions of the country's best that'll be really fun and exciting for people.
So then they can whittle down the national champs to a select number that then they'll probably send to the games to stop the field being so big. I'm a fan of that idea. 1, it gives us another event. 2, it means that we'll have people that can do rope climbs go to the CrossFit Games. You know, like we said it before with the qualifications of the national champs, I feel like there needed to be a level of entry to the CrossFit Games. Otherwise it's kind of just, not pointless, but it's just like, you know, yeah. And then speaking on sanctionals will stay, but it looks like not all of them will qualify someone for the CrossFit Games.
My sense is if you think about events to qualify people to go for the games, we definitely don't want or need that many. Again, Dave is better one to talk about the details here, but the way to think about it is improving the notion of regionals, right? Doing it in a better way. And Dave actually did a lot of quant analysis around how to get the right number of the right population of Open participants, the right representation in the games and so on, but have those run by third parties and have them run in their inimitable style. I mean,
and we may see a couple more being added to the roster. So it looks like CrossFit will kind of oversee all of the sanctionals, maybe have a bit of an input in them, maybe manage them a little bit better.
But we can have certain standards around judging and programming and safety and quality of media and everything else, so people know this is a CrossFit event.
But only the big ones, say like Waterpalooza, Rogue, West Coast Classic, and whatnot, you can actually qualify for the CrossFit Games through. The other events may just be CrossFit sanctioned events. Can have the CrossFit name, but won't necessarily qualify anyone for the CrossFit Games. And then he said they want to break the record for the amount of people entering the Open. That's what they're working towards. They want to hit 500,000 people entering the Open. Kind of crazy when you think of that number, isn't it? You're like 500,000 people doing an online competition. And the final bit of news, which is awesome. If it doesn't happen this year, it'll happen next year. They're working towards having adaptive athletes in the Open and probably at the Games.
Really psyched to say, and I don't think we've announced this yet, but I think we're doing the work so that we're able to have separate adaptive athlete categories in the Open.
Awesome.
And so,
Nice. Wow.
as you guys may know, I'm just getting educated on this. There are a lot of different categories of adaptive athletes. And so I can't say we're going to nail it the first time around, but we're going to make steps in that direction. And I just approved the budget to do the adaptive athlete stratification last week.
Oh, awesome.
So I know that the team is working on that, and I'm hopeful that we'll get it done this year. And if we don't, we'll have it definitely in good shape for the following year.
Cool.
To me, it's one of the most inspiring things to see when you're at Waterpalooza. They've been doing it for years, and now we'll see it happen in CrossFit too. Craig approves of this message and loves this news. There you go, team. There's kind of a brief overview of what's to come in the future. I'm excited for all of it. Some things when they got announced, I was like, eh. But all of these announcements, I'm like, yeah. As always, if you have enjoyed today's video, please do smash that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And then ring that little bell thing next to it so you know when I put a video live. Thank you for tuning in today, and we'll catch you in the next one.
When I saw you, I said to myself, I got to have you, babe. Cause you got this kind of classic vibe that's eating up this place. And I hope it doesn't scare you or make you think I'm a creep, but you're just what I need. And I'm hoping that you don't got any plans made for tonight. Cause I think your face is timeless now.